Hello, 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 and welcome to the morning stream here on the Den of Nerds Live. How we doing today, everybody? How are we doing? On today's show, we're going to be talking about how the Avengers films might be re-released in theaters once this craziness is all over, and it will be to save the box office. We're going to get into that. I have some thoughts. I think it could be very, very cool. It also shows some interesting sort of facts about the box office currently and what's going on with other IPs and things like this. I also want to go into the theater. There is also, I don't know if you've seen it, there was an announcement made, I think it was a couple of days ago now, about the New Mutants at Marvel. I've heard about this thing. A lot of people have talked to me about it. I had my conceptions of it, but apparently it's literally the worst thing ever. We're going to go to the theater. We're going to react to that together. I think we might take a Star Wars quiz together. I want to see how smart we are as a community when it comes to Star Wars. And then we'll save some time for Q&A as well. Should be a good show. How's everybody doing? I see you guys in. I see Maverick. James Heaton is finally back live. Yo, what's going on, brother? Mike Porter, happy to catch it live. Well, we're happy to have you, man. Shnara, welcome. Wu-Tang Wells. David Fuller, Thomas, Ryan Jacobs, Quest is here. Lucas Rodriguez. Jason's in the building. Captain Pennsylvania is here as well. How's everybody doing? How are we doing? How is the quarantine or social distancing treating all of us, huh? How you doing so far? Did you guys hear that Netflix is having this weird issue where they might have to change the way that their streaming works because they're about to break DOS internet. They're literally about to break the internet. With all of the streaming, there's so many people quarantining and chilling that they may break the internet with Netflix. It's kind of wild. It's kind of a wild thing. Also, before we get into the first topic, I did want to mention, apparently Kevin Smith tweeted about, I don't know if you guys saw this, we've been following this sort of rumor that had come out when Kevin Smith said something on his podcast about Charlie Cox potentially being in Spider-Man 3. Okay? And the crazy thing is, literally, Kevin Smith comes out and says, I just heard that shit on the internet. Basically, homie just heard it on the internet. You know what I mean? Jeremy Conrad was reporting about that a lot last year, and who knows, maybe one of those articles sort of popped up, came to Kevin Smith's attention. And, yeah, apparently there's no truth to it whatsoever. Now, when I was researching for that topic, I was pretty damn sure that nothing that Kevin Smith said in that podcast really indicated that he had heard that from, like, inside sources or something like that. But what I was surprised by was the amount of people that, you know, not just your regular list of suspects, but like Emergency Awesome, you know what I mean? And some other reputable trades all took that story and ran with it. I was really surprised. And I even saw people commenting on the video we did yesterday talking about how, oh, it's definitely going to be Charlie Cox, Josh. Don't be an imbecile. Literally, people, don't be an imbecile. Of course it's going to be Charlie Cox when Daredevil comes into the MCU. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And I'm sitting back like, I don't really think so. I really doubt it. I highly doubt that Feige's going to get Charlie Cox for the Daredevil version of the MCU. There's a chance. Of course there's a chance. There's always a chance. But I really don't see it as being a thing, man. I really don't. So I thought that was kind of wild. I don't know if you guys had seen that or not online, but that was definitely a big thing out on the internet. Smash like, please, and thank you. Yeah. If you guys could smash like, that would be great. I'm feeling for TMs. Yeah. Things are a bit strange out there in the world. No, I totally get you. It's Isolation Town. Couple of miles away from Speculation Town. XR Coon, welcome. You haven't missed anything yet, brother. We're just getting started. I did want to mention we have a new official sponsor for the morning streams. The official coffee of the morning stream, Taylor Lane. Taylor Lane Coffee, courtesy of Maverick Pilgrim. Executive producer tracked down this delicious coffee, organic coffee. We're living large, baby. Ooh, and I got to tell you, look, I've only been drinking this coffee for a couple of days, but I feel stronger. You know, I feel thinner. You know, I feel like I've been able to calculate things a lot faster. Look, certain extremities are filling out a little bit better. That's all I'll say. I don't want to go too crazy on you guys, but all I'm saying is, look, it's just advertised as organic coffee. Is it good, though? Absolutely, it's good. It's amazing. Taylor Lane Coffee, the official coffee of the morning streams here on the Den of Nerds. Allow me just to sip a little bit of this lovely, nutty, smooth Taylor Lane coffee. What was that, Chet? Oh, you want some? Nah. Coffee's for closers. Until you get that fucking outro video done, you'll have none of this. You'll have none of this. All right, so look, Chet, do me a favor. Make yourself useful. Put me on the big screen. Put me on the big screen for a second. I'm going to rant in the camera. Okay, folks. So, look. Crazy times. Okay, look. This is very interesting. This is like the most rumory of rumors, okay? But I don't know if you noticed, news has been kind of drying up a little bit, okay? I saw some tweets and stuff talking about this. Charles Murphy actually had this really interesting thing to say where he's like, you know, it's funny. People don't think that Marvel scoopers have actual sources or have actual insight and all that sort of stuff. But if you notice, all of the actual scoopers, they haven't been able to report anything because nothing's happening. Everything's slowed down. Everything's just grinding to a halt. Okay? And we hope, you know, the best case scenario, in just a couple of months, everything's back to business as usual. Beautiful. Bada boom, bada bing. We're all back in it, baby. We don't know for sure, but we can hope that, right? I hope that. Everybody should hope that. In the next couple of months, everything's back to normal. So, one of the countries, obviously, that's been particularly hit very hard from this has been China. You know? Obviously, China is dealing with a lot. Their economy, by the way, was already kind of in a rough spot, and this had happened. Now, obviously, the Chinese box office is a huge, huge, huge thing. It's a huge thing. It's a great emerging market for cinema, for theaters. You know what I mean? Like, look, it's really good for the industry, for the movie industry. Obviously, China and movie theaters, gonna be a rough situation all over the globe. I've seen numbers like 20 trillion, like that the entertainment industry might lose $20 trillion. And so there is a rumor being sort of spread around. Chet, we shouldn't say spread around. Don't say, no, we don't say that. No, that's not a good version either. Nope. Okay, so there are rumors out there, let's just say, that Marvel Studios is considering doing a re-release of all of the Avengers movies, Avengers 1 through 4, all in some kind of a big event. And this would happen, of course, after everything was good. And this would be sort of a big Marvel-y Avengers re-release event to sort of bring people back into the theaters, to have the theater chains be able to sell a bunch of popcorn, movie tickets, and all that sort of stuff. It would technically be good for Disney and Marvel Studios as well. But I think it's pretty obvious and safe to say that Marvel is in a unique situation and in a unique place to be able to do this. You know, like DC can't really do this, right? They can't really, I mean, they could technically release the Snyder Cut. That would be very interesting. Releasing the Snyder Cut as a way to bring people to the theaters once this is all settled, that would be really cool. But those motherfuckers ain't going to do that. They don't have the balls. What are they going to do? Re-release Justice League? That's another reason. If the world re-released Justice League out in movie theaters, that would be yet again another reason to stay in your house. Maybe even another. Look, I'm not a really religious person, but I'm pretty sure there's a chapter in one of those really scary parts of the Bible that says if they re-release Justice League, the end times are near. So let's just put that to bed. We don't want that to happen. But even if they wanted to do that, they couldn't draw the people into the theaters. The theaters and that industry, the movie industry, has already been propped up by Marvel Studios. Marvel Studios has kept many movie theaters alive. And we might now look to Marvel Studios and the Avengers movies to literally save movie theaters. Once this is all said and done, they could re-release all of these movies into some kind of big event. And I just think it's brilliant. Because I think that it could actually be a big global thing to do. Where, one of the coolest things about Endgame, leading up to Endgame, such a special time, man, as a nerd, as a fan of pop culture, it was awesome because it felt communal. It felt like as a community, we were all anticipating that and getting excited about it together. You know what I mean? The Chinese were super pumped about it and excited. India, super pumped about it and excited. America, super pumped about it and excited. Mexico, Canada, you name it. Everyone was excited to see what was going to happen, to see how we could get out of this. And I think that you could sort of do a version of that, a repeating of that, once this is all settled. And it could potentially be a big thing to bring people back to the movie theaters, get people out of their houses, and like as a whole planet and world, go check these movies out. Go to the theaters. Let's get back out there. Let's get these engines revving, because I think one of the underlining things that's happening with, the situation right now globally is that I think we're realizing and understanding that we're all really a lot more connected than we think. We're currently going through this big thing all together. And I think that it could be a very interesting scenario in which they decided to do that, and then we as a big nerdy community all kind of got behind that. And it's just, I think that the Avengers and the legacy of Marvel up to this point is already etched in stone. It'll already be something that we talk about a lot. I think about like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans particularly as being those iconic roles for the decade that they were. And what that really meant to so many people. So many people have lived with those characters and have lived in this world and things like that. And it's already just this massive, huge thing. And for it to potentially maybe serve a even potentially more visceral, real world use to help industries, to help people get back to normalcy, to help the world turn the corner, I can just think of no better thing, no better franchise, no better situation to do that. It could potentially be really cool. And also, I think we need at that point to demand that Martin Scorsese goes to one of these events and then does a Q&A afterwards. I think we need that. And I think we need to start memeing a little bit more. We need to get into the fun side of this thing. The whole world might be saved by the Avengers. I just think a cap, whatever it takes, baby. You know what I mean? And then let's get Marty Scorsese. We can give him plenty of breaks. Look, he's gonna fall asleep. Obviously, he fell asleep at the fucking Oscars, right? But if we can keep him awake for most of the movies, get him to watch the movies, and then we can get him to do like a little vlog YouTube channel or something like that. The world needs it. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, folks. And so, look, that's a big, crazy-ass rumor right now that's going around. And I think it could be very, very cool. So let's get back into the chat. Chat, put me back into the chat setting. I want to see what people are saying. What do you guys think about that? Infinity Saga can't get an Oscar, but it could save the industry. Dude. Amen. Amen. Excuse me, folks, while I just take one more sip of this Taylor Lane delicious organic coffee that makes your pee-pee bigger. Wow. That tastes like victory. Holy cow. I'm less afraid of world crises after one sip. Feige. Yeah, no, Mav says Hollywood is imploding. Who will save us? Feige. Fine, I'll do it myself. 1,000%. Did you hear they're re-releasing Harry Potter in China? Okay, Jacob's Quest. I didn't hear that actually, but it makes sense. Look, Harry Potter again, one of those franchises that made just bajillions of dollars, right? Look, it could be useful to do something like that. You know what I mean? Like, look, bro, we're literally living in a different world than we were a week ago. Do you know what I mean? Josh, need your help. Just finished Dark Disciple. Pretty good book. Not as good as I hoped. So what do I read next? Red Harvest, Fatal Alliance, Catalyst, Lost Stars, or Revenge of the Sith? So I've heard the Revenge of the Sith novel is great. I actually really do want to read that as well. Look, I'm rereading Heir to the Empire right now. Look, I'll tell you right now. Have you read Plagueis, Justin? Plagueis is incredible. Fanjector says, anybody else not have the stream come up in their notification or sub feed? Yeah. I don't know. Look, it could be weird going on. Looks like we're at a decent number right now, but I do feel like it's a little bit low for what it could be. But, you know, look, another weird thing that's going on with YouTube, and like, look, we could do a whole nother hour on me complaining about YouTube, but because of what's going on in like quarantines and stuff, they've drastically reduced the number of humans that are working on stuff. And so right now, the machines are running everything. You know what I mean? The machines are running everything. So, who knows? Yeah, Plagueis is... Yeah, okay, so you've read Plagueis. Plagueis is great. I really do like Lost Stars. I think Lost Stars would be a great one for you to start. I'm enjoying my Heir to the Empire reread. Catalyst is actually really good, too. That James Lucino, you had mentioned that. I've never read Fatal Alliance or read Harvest, actually. So that could be really interesting. You know what's funny? I actually sat down last night as I was like going to sleep. I was like, okay, well, I was going to put on an audiobook. And I'm trying to say, okay, well, which one do I want to check out? I actually didn't even want to read the novelization of Rise of Skywalker. I'm going through a thing with the Rise of Skywalker right now that I don't even want to mention. I don't even want to talk about publicly because of how Star Wars fandom is and all that crazy stuff. We might talk about Star Wars a little bit later in the show. But I had the choice between reading the Rise of Skywalker novelization and getting into that. And I literally was like, I don't care. I literally don't care. I don't care. I'd rather reread Heir to the Empire. I'd rather hang out with Han, Leia, and Luke in Heir to the Empire. Just me. Diversity on a whiteboard. I have spoken. You know what? Maybe that's what broke. Maybe that's really what caused all this. You know, a lot of people are blaming different things and all that. Maybe it was that freaking whiteboard. You know what I mean? It's set in it's like a butterfly effect. It's set in motion, all these crazy things, and then before you know it, we're all fucked. All right, folks, we're gonna get into the theater. And by the way, the theater has been cleaned over and over again. So come on into the theater. We're gonna react to something and share something together. I think potentially we could all universally hate this together, as far as I understand it. Maybe some of you won't hate it, but we'll be okay. Come on into the theater. It's clean. You can sit next to people. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, look, we got this like ad going on here. Awesome. Geico. Sweet. Thanks, Geico.
Oh, it's my mum's secret recipe.
A little nutmeg in there?
It's a secret.
Is it cinnamon?
It's my mum's secret recipe.
Jeez Louise. Okay, we're gonna pause this here. Okay, so trickle into the theaters. Now look, many of you have probably already heard about this. This is the new Warriors trailer for Marvel. This was posted 2 days ago. Now look, this flew under my radar. When I first saw it and I first saw people reacting to it, I was like, okay, well, your usual list of suspects, which is so funny. Like when you, if you Google this or you YouTube it and then you look down at all the thumbnails, you know what I mean? Like you've got the usual list of suspects, all of them going like this, you know what I mean? A hand on the head and all that, and reacting to it. And so at first, like, look, the boy who cried wolf, I'm all like, well, there's probably a whole lot of nothing going on. It probably doesn't matter at all if these motherfuckers are getting so heated about it. However, as I looked into it a little bit further, apparently not. Apparently, this is one of the most ridiculous things that Marvel has ever done. And apparently, no matter where you are at politically, you will hate this. If you're far to the left, you might think they're literally trolling you. You might think Marvel is trolling you because it's so ridiculous and on the nose that I don't even think people that are far on the left would care or like this in any way, shape, or form. If you're far on the right, you're probably like, oh my God, like, have they finally lost their minds? What the hell is going on in Marvel Studios? So what we're going to do, we're going to watch this trailer together and then just react to it because I haven't actually watched this thing yet. So we're going to watch this thing. It's 4 minutes long. And then we're going to talk about it as a community and talk about why this might be the worst thing Marvel has ever done. All right. Chat, pause the music. I need to make sure that the audio's good here, folks. So I'm going to pull up DOS chat. I think Josh needs to cut down on his screen time. Oh, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right there. Okay, here we go. I want to know how it sounds, folks. I want to know how it sounds. Let's play it. Let's play it. Chet. How's the sound?
My name is Daniel Kibblesmith, and I am the writer of New Warriors #1.
Daniel Kibblesmith. How's the sound? Sound is bueno? Sound is buen? Beautiful. Critic's glasses on. Let's go. Turn it up just a little bit. Okay, we'll turn it up just a little bit. Here we go. What do you got for us, Kibble?
Got interested in the New Warriors later. I remember seeing them on the shelf when I was a kid, picking up comics in the 90s and just feeling like they were too cool for me. Like I was intimidated by, Night Thrasher who had a blade coming out of his wrist.
Okay. Night Thrasher's too cool for this dude. What the fuck?
Nova was really buff. They were all the edgy characters for the 90s, as the cover said. New Warriors, I thought, were really interesting characters because they occupy this really cool space. They're forever young, but they've now been around for 30 years. My editors on the previous books I'd done, like Loki and Black Panther versus Deadpool, asked if I would be interested in doing a New Warriors tie-in that actually poses them as the authority
thank you, brother.
figures in this conflict instead
Appreciate
of the
the
rebels,
donation.
and I really liked the tension of that. So because the New Warriors are the authority figures in this story, they have to be mentoring new Warriors who are under 21 and subject to the laws that triggered the outlawed event. This new law is making it illegal to be a vigilante under the age of 21. The artist on New Warriors #1.
Okay, fair. To be frank, so far, so okay. Look, dude saying that the New Warriors were too cool for him, a little bit weird, but whatever. I'm not a huge fan of that art style. Art in comics is one of those interesting things. I can appreciate that art and I can appreciate that stuff, but it's just not my thing. You know what I mean? So lukewarm on it, but I'm sure we're gonna get to the juicy stuff.
Is Luciano Vecchio. He designed all of the new Warriors and gave them costumes that felt as
This really does look, and again, I'm really not trying to dog on the artist at all because like this is a particular style that people are probably really into, but this kind of feels like a Kickstarter comic to me. You know what I mean? Like an independent comic. It kind of looks a little corny, you know what I mean? But we'll give it a shot.
Modern
See what's
as
going
the
on.
new Warriors costumes sort of feel classic and instantly familiar. So the first character that we're introduced to is Trailblazer. She's a group home and foster kid who is volunteering at a senior center when this mysterious threat shows up and Night Thrasher runs to the rescue. And because she helps him, she ends up in the crosshairs of this new outlawed law. And she inherited from her grandfather a magic backpack of divine origin. We picked the name Trail.
What? Okay. She's got a magic backpack. Okay. So she's got a magic backpack. She's like, what was she? She's an orphan or something? And like a mysterious, and Night Thrasher's there or whatever, and she helps Night Thrasher out with her magic backpack. Okay.
Trailblazer, because she's somebody who charges into action, she knows that she can do some good with this, mysterious gift that she's been given. Screen time is
Okay. This is where we start getting a little weird. The next character is called Screen Time. Okay.
a internet kid taken to its sort of logical conclusion. As a youth, he was exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas, and that's
Okay. So he was exposed to experimental internet gas. Okay. His grandfather's experimental internet gas. His grandfather might be one of those like old gamers on Twitch or something like that. You know what I mean? So Screen Time is an internet kid taken to its logical conclusion. Okay.
has patched him permanently into the World Wide Web. The word screen time is only ever used in a sort of restrictive sense, and because we're doing a story about teenage rebels, a lot of the names are about teens fighting against labels that are put on them. So with screen time,
Okay, so he's fighting against labels that are put on him. Maybe he is a fucking internet kid taken to the logical conclusion. I'm wondering, is there going to be some cyberbullying? Is the next words out of this dude's mouth going to be that he's fighting cyberbullies? Let's go.
like the idea that he has infinite screen time. Snowflake and Safe Space.
Okay, this is where I've heard about this, and this is like, what? The next two characters are literally called Snowflake and Safe Space.
Are the twins, and their names are very similar to screen time. It's this idea that these are terms that get thrown around on the internet that they don't see as derogatory, to take those words and kind of wear them as badges of honor. Safe space.
Taking words from the internet that we don't think are derogatory and wearing them as a badge of honor. Okay. Oh, hey, look. All right. Okay.
Is kind of a big, burly, sort of stereotypical jock. He can create force fields.
So
but
Safe Space is a stereotypical jock. Okay.
he can only trigger them if he's protecting somebody else. Snowflake.
Wait a minute. What?
Trigger them if he's protect. Kind of a big, burly, sort of stereotypical jock. He can create force fields, but he can only trigger them if he's protecting somebody else.
So he can create force fields, but only trigger them if he's protecting someone else.
Snowflake is non-binary and goes by
Snowflake
they,
is
them.
non-binary. Okay.
Snowflake has the power to generate individual crystallized snowflake-shaped shurikens. The connotations of the word snowflake in our culture right now are something fragile. And this is a character who is turning it into something sharp. Snowflake is the person who has the more offensive power, and Safe Space is the person who has the more defensive power. The idea was that they would mirror each other and complement each other. E negative is the goth kid. When he was a baby, he got a rogue life-saving blood transfusion.
This sounds like a fucking parody at this point. Like, it sounds like a parody. This almost sounds like something that like a really conservative person would make to be making fun of all of these concepts and ideas. And the fact that this is clearly coming from somebody who is actually a leftist and who is trying to like do this weird thing of taking these like internet names and things and like doing like heroic versions of them and all this stuff, like,
We
I'm kind of blown away.
assume from Michael Morbius, and now he has a very similar look and very similar vampire powers. B negative also is obviously a pun. It's a blood type, which is great for a vampire character, and it's also a proud ownership of the idea of having a bad attitude. I want the people who read Our New Warriors to feel all of the excitement that they felt if they read the 90s one. We want it to have big, colorful characters, personality clashes, romance, a diverse cast, which is something that the New Warriors titles have always strived to make a priority. Every New Warriors comic has always felt like a reflection of the year that it came out. And I don't think we're worried about being dated. I think we're way more interested about it being now.
Wow. I gotta be honest, this is like, you know how he said that the one character is the logical conclusion of an internet kid? This to me feels like the logical conclusion of people that just don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, that's just my opinion. My opinion is this is the logical conclusion of people that don't understand who is out there actually reading comics, and honestly, also completely out of touch with the people who actually care about some of these things that they're trying to touch on in this book. This feels like literally trying to commercialize the state of discourse politically in a way that I don't think anybody is frankly interested in. Like, anybody. But it's not as like horrific and horrible as I think some other people have made it out to be. But it just looks so weirdly out of touch on both sides. Like, I'm kind of shocked. You know what I mean? And I don't like bash on SJWs. You know what I mean? That's not like my thing. I'm not like, oh, like, this is crazy, blah, 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 blah. But like, this is bad. Like, it really is weirdly out of touch. Like, weird, like literally, like, seems almost like a joke, right? Like, save space in Snowflake? Like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? Even the SJWs hate this. Why is this a thing? Yeah, like, and you know what? Look, the thing that's really wild is if you look at the like to dislike ratio on this thing, folks, it has 1.9 upvotes, 43,000 dislikes. 43,000. I'm going to read some of the top comments on the YouTube video just while we're here. Top comment is, I'm still baffled this isn't a joke. I can't believe this trash is real. This is why boomers disrespect our generation. This is either the greatest troll in history or the end of Marvel. Regardless, my laughter is accompanied by deep sadness. Who's here before Marvel turns off comments and hides the dislike ratio? This is like ridiculous, dude. Oh my god, guys. Get me out of let's get out of the theater. Get out of the theater for a little bit. This is ridiculous. I'm in disbelief. I'm in disbelief, folks. But yeah. Conan gets kill them all in one swing. Yeah, millennial or a boomer. Yeah. Just to let you know, I'm not getting notifications for when you go live, and your live isn't showing up in my subscriptions, and I have to... Jesus Christ. Well, look, another day of YouTube doing its job. You know what I mean? Well, Trev, we're happy to have you here, brother. Look, most days, if not for some craziness, we should be live at 10 a.m. So, guys, if you don't get the notification or anything like that, you can always check back to the channel. I will look into it, but unfortunately right now, YouTube is being run mostly by the robots. You know what I mean? So it's hard to get in touch with anybody human about this kind of an issue. Yeah. Yep, good old YouTube being YouTube about this bullshit, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. We'll get it working. We'll get it working. We will get it sorted out, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go over, do you guys, let me ask you guys, let's see what you want to do. Do you want to hop back into the theater? I know we just got out of the theater, but do you want to hop back into the theater and take like a Star Wars quiz together and see if we can 100% this quiz? Or, oh, and pardon me 1 second while I sip this absolutely delicious, organic, Taylor Lane official coffee of the morning stream. I'm suddenly less concerned about the macro impact of what's going on in the world right now on the economy. Suddenly, I'm way less afraid that China is hiding all of the information about what's actually going on, and none of us are being told the truth. Ah, that tastes like freedom. Tastes like freedom. I think it's a movie quiz. Hey, there's the link, baby. TaylorLane.com collection. If you want to be sipping the same delicious organic coffee that I'm sipping here on the morning stream. Man, what a good roast. What a great roast. You know? My muscles feel a little bit bigger, I gotta be honest. You know, I haven't been to the gym since they fucking locked it down, but I'm feeling stronger. From Taylor Lane Coffee. Trev, that is definitely who we be repping. All right, everybody go back into the theater. Everybody back into the theater. Oh, God, make it stop. No! I'm hashtag triggered by Snowflake.
My name is Daniel Kibblesmith, and I am the writer of New Warriors #1.
Kibble-
I got interested in the New Warriors later. I remember seeing them on the shelf.
My name is Kibble Smith, and I used to make comics at Marvel. Okay, let's pop this. Let's pop this quiz up. Give me just a second, guys. It might take a second to get this sorted out. No, don't worry about it, Chet. Just sit there and look pretty. It's a joke because you're so ugly. Guys, I give the show about a week more of what's going on now before I really start to lose my mind. But that'll be at least very entertaining for all of you. Holy shit, this is 62 questions? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, can you guys see that? Is that okay? Oh, well, no. Chet, help me out. Okay, cool. Is that all good for everybody? Can everybody see this? Can we get a Feige reaction to that video? Yeah! Carry that team into, Yeah, man. Russell carried us. We did a video game stream yesterday, which had some hiccups, but we're going to figure it out. We did a little video game stream. By the way, folks, how could I forget mentioning the battle bracket? Let's take a second. Time out. Obviously, Darth Vader mopped the floor with Agent Smith, but we're into the quarterfinals now. We're into the quarterfinals, and today's matchup is Spider-Man's versus Gandalf, I do believe. I'm going to double check it. Spider-Man's versus Gandalf. Who y'all got? Spider-Man versus Gandalf. There are 10 perfect brackets right now. I feel like Spidey's got it too, but you never know. You never know. We haven't had an upset yet, but we're starting to get into the nitty-gritty. The nitty-gritty. I can't pull up the standings just yet. You're at 7 to 8. Woo! Nicely done, Trev. Yeah, I think there's only 10 perfect brackets so far. So 10 people looking really good. Depends on what happens in these next few rounds here. What did I say? I said that Agent Smith got owned by Darth Vader, bro. Decimated. Crushed. Destroyed. So make sure you vote. Make sure you get out there and vote. You might not be able to vote outside. You can vote inside. And you can vote several times for the Battle Bracket 2020. Get those votes in. All right, let's take a Star Wars quiz together, folks. Let's take a Star Wars quiz together. Let's take this quiz together. I already know this one. Ewan McGregor. Boom. Okay, question number 2. Which of the following Star Wars films did George Lucas not direct? What in God's name is this advertisement? Get that out of my face. So, do you guys know this one? Do you guys know? Because I do. I'm wondering if you guys know. George definitely directed A New Hope. And he definitely directed... You still see the first question? What? Chet? Oh, you know why? Oh, my apologies. My apologies. We have to do it through this. Okay, so... Ewan McGregor. Next up, which of the following Star Wars films did George Lucas not direct? A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, or The Phantom Menace? Which one? Which one was it, folks? It was Return of the Jedi. Which of these Star Wars actors was nominated for an Academy Award? It doesn't say if this was... It doesn't say if this was an award that they were nominated for Star Wars. I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah. Trev says Alec Guinness. I think Alec as well. So that's what we're going to go with. Let's see. Boom. Beautiful. Which rapper auditioned for the role of Mace Windu but was beat by Samuel L. Jackson? Holy shit. I had no idea this was a thing. This one's tricky. Dre? Well, Tupac wasn't around, right? So it's between Snoop and Dre. Dre does more acting. Fitty. A lot of Snoops. People be saying Snoop in the chat. I don't know. Tupac was killed in 96, yeah. All right, well, we got a lot of Snoop. All right, I'm going to go with Snoop, guys. I kind of think it's Dr. Dre, but I'm going with Snoop. Ah! Wait, what? Tupac? James Heaton coming in hot with the super chat. Thanks for all the killer content. Thank you, brother. If Rhodey, by the way, that should pop up any second with the robot reading. Chet, hello? Chet? It was in development for a while. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so let's read. There we go.
Thanks for all the killer content. If Rhodey actually shows up in Spidey 3, do you think this is something he would say? Hey Peter, why don't you ever use the jets Tony built into your gloves and boots? We see them in our...
Yeah, that could be really cool. We We see them in Infinity War. Yeah. Why don't you use those things, Peter? Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I've heard that rumor as well that Rhodey's going to show up in Spider-Man 3. I think that would be super cool. Yeah, as far as like using that suit and stuff like that, I think Spider-Man might start really doing his own thing and making like his own suits. And in that way, yeah, maybe he could potentially make a suit that could make him fly or utilize other aspects of the Tony Stark built suit. But thanks so much for the donation, brother. I appreciate that. And yeah, I hope Rhodey does show up in Spider-Man 3. I kind of hope, though, that Spider-Man 3 is actually Sinister 6. I hope we get right to Sinister 6. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So let's see here. How many parsecs did the Millennium Falcon make it? I mean, come on. Come on. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. We don't need to even fool around on that. What planet did the Empire use the Death Star to destroy? Alderaan. Hello. Hello. Obi-Wan. Who was Princess Leia's only hope? Obviously, that was Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is supposed to be a really hard quiz. I don't know about that. And we're only at question 7 of 62. Jesus. Yeah, this is a basic quiz. We're going to just rock through this. Which of the following characters did not say the line, "I have a bad feeling about this"? Darth Vader's never said that. What other name did Queen Amidala go by? Padme? Hello. Frank Oz? Yo, come on, Internet. This quiz is horseshit. Click to continue. Slave One. What was the name of Boba Fett's ship? Slave One. I'm going to speed run through this shit, guys. Acting as a stand-in. This is how he did it. He was reading the lines. They originally did not want Harrison Ford to be Han Solo because he was so famous for Indiana Jones. But Lucas had him come in and read the lines, and then they were just like, well, nobody can do it better. We'll just keep him in there. Adventure and excitement. A Jedi craves not these things. Who played the voice of Darth Vader? James Earl Jones. Who did actress Carrie Fisher admit to having an affair with while in the... Alec Guinness. Wouldn't that be hilarious? No, it was Harrison Ford. Yeah, Harrison Ford, like at 30 years old, had an affair with 19-year-old Carrie Fisher around that time. Interesting, huh? Who played Darth Maul? Ray Park. And he's a good dude. What animal did Han Solo slice up? Come on, Tauntaun. What are you doing? What was the Empire based off of? No, it's Germany. Duh. What character didn't officially appear in A New Hope but was added at Jabba the Hutt? Come on, you're even showing it on the screen. This quiz is a joke. I don't think I can handle many more of these questions. How many theaters did the Star Wars Episode 4 open in originally? Let's go 105 because it's... Pardon me. I just need to take a sip of this Taylor Lane organic, make your hair thicker, your fingernails more shiny, organic coffee. I feel less worried that the panic about the current situation might be even worse than what's going on in the real world. I'm less concerned about getting stir crazy by being forced to be inside and not interact with human beings in real life. Man, this is good coffee. How many of the Academy Award nominations did Star Wars Episode 9 get for acting? 1. Who was the voice of Jar Jar Binks? Ahmed Best. Which Star Wars actor had a part in Apocalypse Now? Is it the fucking one that's on the screen? They literally made it. Yeah, people are having trouble with the stream today. I don't know what's going on, folks. People are having trouble finding the stream. Thanks a lot, YouTube. Thanks a lot. Thanks, YouTube. How does most Star Wars movies begin? With a scene, except for Rise of Skywalker. How does the most... An opening crawl of dialogue. Indy was incorrect? Huh? Which actor was so excited to use a lightsaber that he made his own sound effect while filming? Let's go, Ewan McGregor. Yeah, he's one of us. Which actor portrayed Lando Calrissian? Billy D. Williams. Which character was originally supposed to die at the end of Empire Strikes Back? Han Solo, which is kind of misleading, actually. Supposed to die. More like the actor wanted him to die. Who first comes to save Han Solo from the blah, 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 blah? Is it the person that's on the screen? What is going on with this quiz? This quiz was made for people that will actually read that New Mutants. I'm going to speed run through this. He was frozen in carbonite. Golden Girls actress starred in the holiday special. Betty White. Okay, to be fair, she's the only one that I even knew. So which Star Wars movie is not rated PG? Revenge of the Sith. The one you're showing in the fucking picture. Jesus. Which actor almost played the voice of Darth Vader? Brando. Oh, Oscar? Okay, yeah, fine. What country is used to set the location of planet Hoth? Norway, I think, right? Let's wait. I want to know what you guys think. Stream's gonna end hella soon, man. I can't stand this shit. Which country was used for the location shots on planet Hoth? Norway. Boom. Give that man a shield. What country served as location for Tatooine? Egypt. You know why most people... Okay, so only 3% can pass this quiz. Let's explain why. Why? Because you get through a few questions and you're like, I don't give a shit about this quiz anymore. Then you start burning through it and you're not even thinking about it. The quiz itself is a scam. It's not the fact that the quiz is hard. It's the fact that the quiz is designed to frustrate you, to drive you crazy. Alex H., thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate it. Hey, Josh, love everything you do. As someone who is...
Josh, love everything you do.
Let's just listen.
As someone who is big into the MCU but didn't read comics growing up, which comic book / series would you recommend starting with? New Mutants? Tongue.
Definitely start with the New Mutants, man. Look, if you want a rich idea of what the history of Marvel Comics is, then you've got to read this new, hyper cartoony, stupid, pastel-colored bullshit with characters like Snowflake and Safe Space. That is a great history lesson as to the rich lore and experiences of Marvel Comics. Certainly do that. I would certainly do that. So in all seriousness, I would go back and read some of the big events. I mean, obviously there are great runs and different things that you can do, but I would say like Secret Invasion is an incredible run. Civil War is an incredible run. Avengers vs. X-Men, I actually liked and thought was really cool. So there's a bunch of Marvel events, right? And these Marvel events... Get out of the theater. I'm done with the quiz, chat. I'm done with the quiz. 15 questions that are freaking obvious that you burn through, and then you miss one. Yeah, I'm done with the quiz. So I would look up the way that Marvel events have taken place over the years and just start with one and then go to the next one and then go to the next one. Because what's cool is normally, as far as the continuity, there's things that happen that sort of affect and lead into to what happens in the next one. You know what I mean? So, as a for instance, like the end of Secret Invasion leading into Siege and, that event, it's actually a really cool kind of connection and story. So I really like doing that, going through those events. As far as some of the best kind of like out of place singular runs, I always gush about the Christopher Yost run of Scarlet Spider back in the day. I felt like that was just such a cool run. That was after Spider Island, which is an event that you can probably skip. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't all that great. So yeah, you could read into that. I mean, obviously the X-Men stuff in the 90s, like Claremont's X-Men stuff and that big run was huge. I really like Jonathan Hickman stuff, so I like reading all the way back to his FF. Even he did some Secret Warriors stuff, I believe. And then his FF Fantastic Four run, going into New Avengers, going into Time Runs Out. That, to me, the best 3 years in Marvel Comics I've ever experienced, and it's, of course, subjective because I'm such a big fan of Hickman, was when he was writing New Avengers and Avengers and doing this crazy run towards his Secret Wars and even Infinity sprinkled throughout. I thought Infinity was a great event. So that would be something that I would highly, highly recommend. I think Spider-Man, when Doc Ock was Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man, I think that's a really cool run. Really, really cool. Yeah, so that would be my answer to you, is like, go check out some of the big Marvel events and kind of understand the continuity that's built up in these events and how it all comes out to be now. That would be my answer. I'm sure other people have things they've been putting into the chat for sure. The original Infinity Gauntlet is great. But like, I don't know how well it ages actually. Like, I think people that like read it way back in the day, I mean, it's an incredible story. Like, it's really, really good. But like, I don't know how well it actually ages. You know what I mean? Yo, Captain Pennsylvania, you guys didn't get to hear this, but the next time we stream games, you're going to be able to hear the chat of people that are actually playing the games with me. And, like, Captain Pennsylvania was, like, dogging hard on Wolverine yesterday. He was dogging on Wolverine, and he was trying to talk up Cyclops. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, so hard. But we will get that figured out. Yep. Oh, yeah. And we might even go back over and stream games on Twitch, which I know is super weird, but, like, the thing is, it's like, I don't know, like, it's just a YouTube thing. Like, YouTube is just, it's hard to, like, do a gaming stream, like, just to turn around and do a gaming stream on this channel, because YouTube's like, I don't know what to do. How would people like this? It's like, look, there's people out there that love watching gaming. Put the fucking video in front of people that like watching gaming. Can we do both simultaneously? We could. We could certainly do that. What we've done in the past, Russell, which I think could actually work really well, if we plan a day where we're going to go right into streaming, we can set this stream up and then have people go over to the Twitch. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, it's all about having fun and all that stuff anyway. Oh, hell yeah, we still had fun for sure. And also, Ryan is working on this. There's this streaming software that streams games. And we've been thinking about trying to do a gaming night that everybody can access through a browser. And then we can all play games together in that sense. Because I know not everybody loves, shooters and stuff like that. Do a little bit of Mortal Kombat gaming, you know what I mean? Maybe some racing games, and get like a bunch of people in a Discord chat together and stream some games. So that's something we're looking into as well. Top 10 favorite Marvel characters? Yikes, that's tough, man. Off the bat, I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. I will tell you this, though. I've been working on some videos, like just different videos that aren't necessarily like timely and stuff like that. And I have a cool video. I want to know what you guys think about this. I've been working on a video that's basically that if Doctor Doom was in the MCU when Thanos came to Earth, he would have lost. Doctor Doom would have saved us all from Thanos if he had been in the MCU. And so I'm working on a video like that where I kind of go into that and talk about why. Why Victor is just one of the most brilliant, resourceful characters from Marvel Comics. And had he been around, Thanos would have just been bitch slapped and sent home. You know what I mean? And even if the snap had happened, which I just so highly doubt that would have happened if Doom was around. Even if that would have happened, Doctor Doom actually is a character that has already created time travel in Marvel Comics. He would have had the time travel stuff figured out way before Stark. He's way smarter than Stark. Like, in the MCU, when the Thanos event happened, when Infinity War happened and Endgame happened, we only had 2 of the Marvel geniuses on deck. Right? So we only had Bruce Banner and we had Tony Stark. Okay? They're Marvel geniuses for sure. But Doctor Doom and Reed Richards, way smarter than those people. It's really debatable. I think, obviously, people think that Reed is just a little bit smarter than Victor, but they are both brilliant. Brilliant. Comic book wise, Thanos is smarter than Stark and probably Doom as well. I don't think he's smarter than Doom or Reed. It's debatable, though, because there was actually a thing happened in the Infinity Gauntlet event where Thanos actually replicated himself and sent different versions of himself throughout the universe just to learn. Thanos is very smart. He's a scientist. He's a brilliant scientist. I'm apparently starting off the stream with a rant. Uh-oh. Trinity's gonna be ranting. He has some cosmic awareness for sure. I would still say Doctor Doom is way smarter than Thanos, though. Like, way smarter than Thanos. So I'm working on that video. In fact, let's just do a thing. Where's my list of theory videos? Okay. Here's a list of video topics that I've been working on and that I'm gonna probably do. And I just want to kind of gauge interest and see if there's any that like you guys would really, really like us to cover. Holy crap. Yeah, YouTube must just be really hiding the stream today, huh? Because we'd usually be peaking at like 160 by now. Mother of pearl. Crazy times. Okay, anyway. Here, I'm just going to run through a few of these. I just want to see what you guys think, and then we'll call it, okay? Spider-Man 3 theory that will go to Sinister Six right away. Fixing the Star Wars sequel trilogy, how I would have done it. How Red Skull will return and destroy the MCU. MCU Illuminati set up in Phase 4. MCU power rankings. The strongest Avengers revealed. I had a video I was working on literally called Vegeta Finally Stronger Than Goku. And then just yesterday, they spoiled stuff for Chapter 58 of the Dragon Ball Super manga. And Goku's just back doing Ultra Instinct like that. Like, come on. So we can't do that one. Directors that should do MCU movies. Venom versus the Avengers, how it could happen and how it would go down. How the Star Wars galaxy will remember Rey. How the multiverse is the obvious fix for the DCEU. How Doctor Doom would have beat Thanos in Avengers Infinity War. MCU theory. The mutant event is coming. Which one sounds the dopest? Which one do you guys like the most? Why not all? Oh, I'm going to do all those videos. Right now, I'm working on just a ton of different video ideas, and then I'm working with the producers. Like, I'm going to reach out and kind of get them to pick a few, and then kind of do it like that. And we'll be doing a ton. I mean, look, the content ain't stopping it. Mutant event and Venom. Mutant event. Yeah, people be loving that mutant event, huh? Illuminati. Yeah, Illuminati is a good topic. Yeah, I agree. Hulk. I got a Red Hulk theory video, which I might actually just do today. That one, like, I'm already working on. The Vegeta one. We can't do the Vegeta one anymore. Because Goku just gets Ultra Instinct. He just gets to do Ultra Instinct. Hubbity. Yeah, that Doom video will be hot. How you'd fix the sequel trilogy? Yeah. I'm actually, like, kind of looking forward to that one, honestly. Definitely. All right, folks. Well, we're going to call it there. I appreciate you guys being here. Some of you had to dig around and go through, like, lasers and try to do like that to get to the stream today, and I apologize about that. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I will look into it and see if we can figure it out. But I do know things are just weird right now. And because the YouTube employees are all not really working and stuff, and like Google's doing all this other crazy stuff, they're letting the robots just run everything. Jesus Christ. As if it wasn't bad enough on YouTube. You know what I mean? Second Street Marvel should be dropping their stream very soon. Trinity should be streaming any second now. So get on over there and support Trinity. If you're looking for just continue to be hanging out, okay? I'm going to call it here and get to work on a video for you all. Hail Skynet, indeed. All right, guys, thank you so much. Chat, roll that video. Oh, my God. You don't have it, do you? You don't have it. Well, what good are you? And what are you doing to help us out during this trying time? You know what I mean? I don't even like you coming into the studio, to be honest with you. Yeah, I do think you could potentially have the Rona.